Hey, happy Monday, everybody. It's hard to believe we're in June of 2016 already. Do you know that at the end of this month, we will be 4 years old as an agency? July 1st, 2012, our 4-year anniversary, July 1, 2016. So a lot of you probably have lots of questions and a lot of fill in the blanks about Project Horizon. I know that when I sent out the announcements last week on some position changes, that probably engendered a lot more questions than you already have, as well as probably raised some anxiety. So I want to try to reduce a little bit of your anxiety. But first I want to tell you about why Project Horizon is so important to me and to our agency. Primarily, it's all about our mission. You know, our mission is employment and independence for Georgians with disabilities. And we really want to serve more people than we have ever served in the past. And I've given the charge to the agency, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it, of trying to go from serving 30,000 people a year to serving 100,000 people a year, and to go from putting 5,000 people in competitive jobs to putting 50,000 people in competitive jobs. And quite honestly, we felt that the only way to do that, and to answer the question of how could we do that, was to rethink everything about the organization. And that's why Project Horizon came into existence. It's really to help us transform the agency in terms of how we do business, how we're structured, the work that we do, how we engage the people we're supposed to serve. But it's all for the right reason, which is really to serve more people with disabilities in our state and to put more people into competitive jobs. That's really why we're doing it. And I know there's a lot of information that you all don't know, but I want to tell you that we will be rolling it out. So the first phase of Project Horizon has kind of come to a close as we move into June. We've had 3 teams working very diligently, made up of members from all the programs in the agency. So we've had the value delivery process team that has primarily been redesigning the process of when a client comes in for services from the point of intake through closing the case, how we can make that process more efficient, excuse me, still stay consistent with all the regulations from RSA, but really make it customer-driven and employment-focused. And that value delivery process, or the VDP team, has really done a great job, so I want to thank them. The second team we had then was the organizational effectiveness team. Again, a talented group of people who really were given the charge to, all right, now to accomplish that redesign process, how do we reorganize this agency in a way so that everybody in the agency, myself included, to our housekeepers, our maintenance folks, our rehab counselors, people who work at BEP, people who work in GIB, that we're all focused on the mission. And so the org chart, or the part of the org chart that I sent last week as part of the announcement, is the work of that organizational effectiveness team. And again, I want to thank them. They've done a great job. Third team was strategy and performance. So as Project Horizon has kind of gotten up to speed, we've identified 5 major strategic themes. And the question is, how do we measure ourselves as we go about implementing and trying to accomplish those strategies? And so that team, which has really just been 2 people, but they've done a great job, so I say thank you to them. So what I wanted you to know is this past week we kind of came to closure with those 2 teams. Those 2 teams are going to be dissolved. The way I would describe it is they're handing off the baton to now an implementation team that we're calling the Master Implementation Team. We'll send out information of who's on the team. I will tell you that Ken Hayes, who's really done a great job on the organizational effectiveness team, will be taking the lead for that implementation team. The other thing we talked about that I want to share with you is really how do we begin to communicate to all the staff in GVRA, every single person, everything that we're doing. So we're putting together a communication plan. It should be starting to roll out, I would say, over the next couple weeks, both in all formats, emails, newsletters, something that you can hold on to, something tangible, as well as plans to go around to all of our locations around the state and really begin to share with you and get your feedback on what we're trying to accomplish. And then finally, training, because as all this unfolds, you know, we're all going to need to have some training in different things. And so we've been working real hard on trying to think about how we begin to train all of our supervisors and all of our staff in things that will improve all of our ability to serve our population. So the question still becomes, how do we go from serving 30,000 to serving 100,000? It doesn't happen overnight, so I want you to be a little bit reassured that this is not something I expect on July 1. This is probably a 3 to 5 year process, so that over the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to be able to increase how we serve, the number we serve, and the number of people we put to work. But if we can accomplish that in 5 years, we will have been the only agency to do this amazing thing. And it's really something that I feel strongly about, that our citizens in our state with disabilities deserve. So I ask for your support. I ask for your input and your feedback as we go through this and move forward with this. But I want to reassure you that it's not a scary thing, although I know you may be anxious. So we're going to need every one of you. So hang in there, and I look forward to sharing more information soon. Thank you.